No, I think television true with me. I've been away from television 2 or 3 years, and no one's calling me to do anything. I guess they think that I'm just Fred Sanford, and so if they don't have a part for Fred, there's nothing else left. So Fred is dead, even without Fred, you know.
Redd Foxx refused to sell his soul to Hollywood and paid for it. In the golden age of television and comedy, there were few stars as bright and bold as Redd Foxx. Known for his raw humor and unfiltered performances, Redd Foxx was a trailblazer who broke barriers and redefined comedy. But behind the laughter and the spotlight, there was a man who refused to compromise his principles for fame and fortune. Today, we uncover the story of how Redd Foxx refused to sell his soul to Hollywood and paid the price for his integrity. John Elroy Sanford, better known by his stage name, Redd Foxx, was born on December 9, 1922, in St. Louis, Missouri. From a young age, he had a knack for comedy, performing on the streets and in small clubs. Foxx's journey to stardom was far from easy, marked by struggles and setbacks, but his unique style and fearless approach to comedy set him apart from his peers. Redd Foxx's early career was defined by his willingness to tackle taboo subjects. His comedy albums, often recorded live in small clubs, were filled with risque and controversial material that mainstream entertainers shied away from. This earned him a loyal following, but also made him a target for censorship and criticism. In the early 1970s, Foxx's big break came with the sitcom Sanford and Son, where he played the cantankerous and lovable Fred Sanford. The show was an instant hit, showcasing Foxx's comedic genius and bringing him into the homes of millions of Americans. But even as he enjoyed mainstream success, Foxx remained true to his roots, infusing the show with his brand of humor and addressing social issues head-on. Sanford and Son was groundbreaking in many ways. It was one of the first sitcoms to feature a predominantly African-American cast and tackle issues like racism, poverty, and family dynamics with humor and honesty. Foxx's portrayal of Fred Sanford resonated with audiences from all backgrounds, making him a household name. Redd Foxx was a pioneer. He brought a raw, unfiltered perspective to television that was both refreshing and necessary. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind, and that's what made him so special. However, success came at a cost. Foxx's refusal to conform to Hollywood's expectations often put him at odds with executives and led to numerous conflicts behind the scenes. Throughout his career, Redd Foxx was known for his strong principles and refusal to be controlled by the industry. He fought for better pay and creative control, challenging the status quo and demanding respect for himself and his fellow performers. In an interview, Redd Foxx said, "They wanted to dictate everything, what I said, how I said it, but I wasn't having any of it. I knew my worth, and I wasn't going to let them take that away." Foxx's battles with the network were well documented. He famously walked off the set of Sanford and Son multiple times, protesting unfair treatment and inadequate pay. These actions, while bold, came with consequences. Foxx's demands for fair compensation and creative freedom were met with resistance. The network executives saw him as difficult and unpredictable, leading to strained relationships and ultimately the premature end of Sanford and Son. After Sanford and Son, Redd Foxx continued to work in the industry, but he never quite reached the same level of success. His refusal to play by Hollywood's rules made him a difficult figure to work with, and he found himself increasingly marginalized. In an interview, Redd Foxx said, "I didn't get into this business to be controlled. I wanted to make people laugh, but on my terms. I have no regrets." Despite his challenges, Foxx remained a beloved figure in comedy. He returned to stand-up, performing in clubs and theaters across the country, where he continued to captivate audiences with his unapologetic humor. However, Foxx's financial troubles began to mount. His battles with the IRS and poor financial management left him in dire straits. He lost his home and many of his possessions, but even in the face of adversity, he never lost his spirit. Redd Foxx's influence on comedy and entertainment is undeniable. He paved the way for future generations of comedians, breaking down barriers and challenging societal norms. His fearless approach to comedy inspired countless performers to stay true to themselves and their art. Contemporary comedian Redd Foxx was a game changer. He showed us that you could be funny and tackle serious issues at the same time. He wasn't afraid to push boundaries, and that's something we all strive to do. Foxx's legacy extends beyond his comedy. He was a trailblazer for African-American performers, fighting for representation and fair treatment in an industry that often marginalized them. His courage and determination continue to inspire. Even after his passing in 1991, Redd Foxx's spirit lives on. His work remains a testament to his talent, resilience, and unwavering commitment to his principles. He may have paid a high price for refusing to sell his soul to Hollywood, but in doing so, he solidified his place as one of the most revered and respected figures in comedy history.